I'm quitting my job today. My beloved corporate job. I'm quitting today. I have my laptop at the left of me. Email is ready, and I just need to hit send. And before that, I wanted to make a YouTube video because I just realized why I want to quit my job. I thought I was unhappy with my job, which is not true. I'm unhappy with corporate, and that's what I'm doing it. And because I'm unhappy with corporate and I want to quit my job, I want to start something that I wanted to do for a very long time. Never got to do it. I was either scared or God knows. Um, but now I want to do that. And that's starting this YouTube channel. And this will be my first video. I actually have a couple more, a few more. But those were just to test things around, because I'm super new to creating content and all of that, especially in this kind of format, because I've done a lot of trainings and demos and stuff like that in my life for the job. And it's very different to do that, even public speaking. I've done that too, but it's very different when you do that in a corporate setting versus on YouTube with people you don't know and taking your shot at being a content creator and all of that. This is very new, very different. I'm unhappy with the corporate because I thought that corporate will give me the life that I wanted. Let me explain that actually. So I come from a very poor family, yeah, and didn't finish college. And of course, since I didn't finish college, I was immediately considered a failure. But because I was considered a failure, and because of all the programming from parents, grandparents, and all of that, and society overall, I had to prove myself. I had to work hard because you need to have a job, you need to climb the ladder, you need to prove all of these things to all of these people who don't actually give a shit. Not all of them, at least. And of course, I had to prove myself. And I'm a very ambitious person, you see. I'm also a huge philosopher. I love philosophizing with my friends and whoever I meet. So I found ways without any, degrees or special education courses or anything like that. I found a way to get to my dream job. 20 years ago, my dream job was to be a project manager and lead a team. I started working as a server, believe it or not. Changed my jobs a few times in my career. I've changed the domain I've been working in quite a few times. I've worked as a server. I worked in a call center. That's a fun job if you really want to find out more about people and yourself. Um, and eventually I got into the IT industry and I started with IT support. Slowly and steadily over the years, it took me about 10 years, I guess, um, to go through, configuration specialist, project coordinator, and now I'm finally, since 4 years ago, I've been hired as a project manager, and I finally led a team, not just leading the team actually, because I helped build it. It was a new service, a new team to build, to create all these processes and procedures, onboardings, trainings, all of these things that I considered to be my dream job back when I was 20. I'm close to 38 now, and I still love my job, but I don't like corporate anymore. And we live in some amazing times right now, not just because of AI, um, but I think there's a lot of things shifting right now. People are becoming more aware, conscious of themselves, and all of these corrupted people and things are starting to pop out and starting to be visible to everybody. And um, I'm just tired of being told what to do. I'm tired of never getting a promotion or a salary increase or anything like that because the company doesn't do well financially. I don't understand how I can help with that, but still, and I'm happy to be loyal and you know do my job as best as I can and help the company move forward and all of that. But this part with the financial part, I have nothing to do with that. Um, or at least I don't know how to help with that. But I'm also tired of these excuses, constantly in financial struggles, cutting budgets. They closed my fucking project because of that as well. So taking decisions, behind closed doors, getting moved on different positions because God knows why they don't want to pay for new hires, but they're okay with moving people around as they see fit without taking into consideration any personal goals or career decisions, and never asking the person if they're okay with that, if they want that. Um, it's funny how we need to be so fucking loyal, but by the end of the day, they don't need to. It's easy to have the excuse of, well, we're not doing great financially, so we have to cut you off. We're not great financially, so we need to change some things. And I'm not saying they're excuses, but they kind of are, you know. Anyway, and I know exactly why I chose this path. I know exactly why, and it has kind of two sides to it because one side is social pressure, either from parents or family or whoever, just because you need to prove yourself, you need to have a job, you need to show that you're somebody, and all of that coming from their own experiences, their own programming, which is just being pushed onto us, and of course we're expected to do that to our children as well. Because if I'm a project manager, how can my child be less than that? Of course, they need to be more than that. More, always more, never enough. Because happiness is pursued, not chosen, right? No, absolutely not. Now I understand that. Happiness is a choice. It's not something you pursue. And the other side to that is the other side to the choice that I took to being in this corporate life, to live this corporate life, was because I knew it will teach me a lot of things. And I was also passionate about computers and stuff like that. So I thought, hey, this is a good opportunity to develop myself, and I always wanted one thing more than everything else. I wanted to be a good person, a good human being. That's still my goal in life. My goal in life is not necessarily to be a project manager. I love the fact that I've learned the skills to be a project manager. It is important to learn how to plan, how to, manage a budget, how to be disciplined, how to talk to people. All of these things are very important in life, and I'm happy that I know them. But I'm now ready to move on and build my own thing and choose my own happiness and my own stability and my own financial success instead of the companies. So today I'm quitting my job and I'll be starting this YouTube channel instead. And in the meantime, I'll be helping my wife with flower farm, because we've started the flower farm together. We've met each other 4 years ago. Last year we got married and we started the flower farm together. What a way to choose happiness, actually. Because when we were planning our wedding, we were calculating all these expenses, and buying flowers for a wedding is quite an expense, actually. We didn't expect to have to spend that much money on just flowers. And so we thought, hey, why not grow the flowers ourselves? Luckily enough, my wife has a piece of land on the countryside. And of course, as a good husband who knows how to say no, I said, why not? I'm just kidding. I definitely said yes. Better than spending all that money on flowers when we can just grow them ourselves. And as soon as the wedding was over, we've seen all the women at the wedding grabbing all the flowers they could, going so happy back home to their home. Um, we were amazed by it because we knew that those flowers will be lasting for another a week or two, something like that. And if they were not to take those flowers home, we were just going to throw them to trash, because what were you going to do with so many flowers? There were lots of flowers. And so we observed how happy some people were, because usually at a wedding, people don't go home with a bunch of flowers. And I mean bunch of flowers as in huge bouquets of flowers. So we thought, hey, why not give this to other people? Why not serve other people like that as well? And so we decided to keep growing flowers. And this is basically the third year we're doing it. Um, we're still at the beginning, definitely not making enough money to, um, to consider that as a proper job, or, definitely not making enough money to survive for a whole year out of it, but it's a good start. We're doing well. And we chose happiness that way, because seeing how other people are happy because of something that you do, seeing how you can make other people happy, that also brings value to you. So I'm gonna do that and this YouTube channel. And I will be using this YouTube channel to share a piece of me with you and the rest of the world. Because I love to philosophize. And I may not be doing a lot of it in this video. I will be doing it in my future videos. Um, but I want to change. And if you find yourself in a similar position that I am today, whether you're changing your job or quitting your job or changing something big in your life, join me and let's have a conversation about it. And let's talk about it and let's support each other. And I'll be here to help you as much as I can because happiness is a choice, not something you pursue. So let's change together. Let's have fun with it as well, because then we'll see that we'll learn from each other. And if we do that, we'll feel better about ourselves. And if we do that too, we'll start having more meaningful conversations. And not just us, but we will have them with our friends, maybe our family, and definitely with ourselves. Because I will definitely be speaking about how to be kinder to ourselves and what I've learned about it. Because we need knowledge. We definitely need knowledge on how to be kinder to ourselves, how to make better decisions that improve us, that take us as the main thing that the whole change is about, not just somebody else. So let's change together and let's keep in mind that this universe we live in loves to correct itself. And that means that it'll correct us too, because we're part of it. We're part of this universe. But that's a great opportunity, honestly, because it's nice to have this option to correct yourself, to correct myself. It's nice to have the option to become better. So, you know, we'll definitely go through uncomfortable and difficult or hard topics. We'll go through them together, though, and we'll try to gain a different perspective upon all of those things, so we can help ourselves stay consistent with the changes that we want to make in ourselves and in our lives. Because growth is difficult and it's never ending. I've gone through a lot so far in my life, coming from nothing to becoming a project manager and leading people, and also having a wife, not yet having children, but we'll get there too. And that doesn't mean that I have everything right now. I definitely don't. My teeth are still fucked up. And good luck paying for that since you're quitting your job. It is what it is. But growth is difficult when it's very, very necessary for it to happen. Once it's no longer that necessary, it's no longer painful. It's just natural. And we need to make sure that we will commit to our choices, and we will. Um, so when the difficulties come to us, we need to just remember that it's difficult because we were brought up the way we were brought up. We were brought up to have it all difficult, to never be enough, to always be better, all of that. We were brought up like that. But now it's time to pay it all back and free ourselves. And anything that may happen in the meantime will not be a tragedy. It's just payback time. So just to close this, I've been keeping you for a while here. Please know that I'm sharing with you a piece of me. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a licensed professional or anything like that. I may as well not be in a position to give you any advice or anything like that. I still have lots of difficulties to go through. I've had my difficulties in the past, and now I have new ones, and thank God I have them, because otherwise I would still be dealing with the same difficulties like 10, 15 years ago, which would be sad. I'm still growing. I don't come from a place of being super achieved or enlightened or anything like that. Especially because growth doesn't stop, doesn't have an end. And I'm still a little human being, but just a little bit better. So I'm sharing this because I'm living it all myself as well. You are not alone, and we can do this together. So I hope this helps, and I hope that you find this inspiring. And I'll be using this channel exactly for that purpose, to inspire, to share my views, my wisdom, to have conversations with you, to build a community that supports each other. Yeah, if you find this useful or inspiring, please like and drop a comment, because really that will give me the opportunity to say thank you back, and to understand if what I'm doing is useful or not. So thank you for dropping by and staying with me till the end of this video. Time to quit my job.